Hello, Strawberry Gin here. And to start off, I wasn't going to make a video on this. I considered it way back in May, but eventually decided to keep my mouth shut, especially as the situation was calming down. However, I no longer want to sit quietly and watch the world burn around me. I'm talking about the problem with Serrafim. I have very strong opinions on this situation and have for quite some time. This will probably become a rant, and I'm okay with that. But first, if you somehow don't know what I'm talking about, allow me to explain.
I'm anti-fragile, I'm anti-fragile, I'm anti-fragile, fragile.
Upon the comeback of Serrafim with their mini album Easy back in February, they won multiple times on music shows, which sounds like a positive experience for everyone involved. But of course, with K-pop fans needing to find a new girl group to attack every year, they decided to ruin it. Their encores were, honestly, not great. I admit that.
And wander in the night. Don't know what is right, don't know about my rights.
They didn't sound good, and I have no reason to defend them over that. Netizens took to their phones and any piece of social media they could get their grubby, slimy little hands on and started writing hate comments under the eyes of criticism, quickly remarking how they didn't take their vocal lessons seriously, how they were him in part 2, how they sounded horrible, called them queens of payola after, compared them to other groups, called them ugly, and some even went as far to send death threats or telling them to KYS. In other words, they were relentlessly bullied for their every move. The brunt of the hate landed on Sakala, which if I'm honest, I'm not sure why this is. They all sounded bad. Which, either way, even though they did sound bad, that's never an excuse to send death threats, just FYI. And then, they got to perform at Coachella. Again, sounds like a good opportunity for the members themselves and the fans, and they sounded somewhat bad again. I say somewhat because there were a lot of times where they sounded pretty good actually, especially on the second night. They seem to have improved quite a bit within their time between their encores and Coachella. Afterwards, another bigger wave of hate crashed around them. And I'm serious when I say that this is the absolute worst amount of hate I've seen an idol or group get in my nearly 5 years as a K-pop stan. It was insane. Now, I will say there are other pieces of actual, real criticism scattered through that were directly related to the genocide in Palestine and the EZMV disrespecting multiple religions. I just want to make sure you know that I am not talking about either of these things when I defend them, as I personally do not have enough understanding nor enough credibility to explain the situation respectfully and properly. And I don't want to offend anyone, and I have absolutely no right to say anything in defense of them for these specific topics. I hope you understand. But now you understand the initial waves. About a week after Coachella, Sakala took to Weavers to release her own personal statement against these comments and to defend herself. And oh my god, did the world explode? For a group of people so obsessed with saying idols should be allowed to speak their minds, you all certainly do get mad when one does. Good lord, heaven forbid an idol try to protect themselves and their group. Quite honestly, it was insane how angry people were over this. It really wasn't that big of a deal. But yeah, this made everything so much worse for them. Basically, there were so many hate comments on almost any post about them at the time, but it did seem to die out after a couple months. But do they ever actually move on? About 2 or so weeks ago, the Hybe official YouTube page released the Serrafim documentary, Make It Look Easy. And as you can probably already tell by the state of the year for them, people freaked. Yip yip hooray! You've officially made it to the part where I get to one-sided argue with these people. I'm going to show some comments and a few videos I found through multiple sources of social media and, well, go against them. I would like to preface this by saying that I didn't even dig for any of these. They just showed up on my For You page. I wish your sanity luck, because these people are out of their minds. And you'll probably have to pause to read these BTW. First off, to all the people saying things like this, she's not afraid of singing. If you actually took your time to watch the documentary, instead of just running off of what you see on TikTok, you'd know that. She's afraid of singing in front of people, not singing in general. Please, actually read the subtitles.
그냥 뭔가 사람 앞에서 소리 내는 게 너무 무서워요. 사람 앞에서 소리 내는 게 너무 무서워요.
I'm scared about singing in front of people, is the direct quote. And newsflash guys, stage fright is actually not too uncommon for performers, especially when they have anxiety to begin with, which clearly Sakala has. And by the way, you all caused her stage fright by attacking her anytime she tries to sing live. How is she ever supposed to get better with you guys breathing down her neck and insulting her any chance she gets to sing? First of many, I'm convinced this person doesn't know what payola means. Payola is the practice of bribing someone to use their influence or position to promote a particular product or interest. And this goes for every group or artist. No, paying to be pushed on Spotify is not payola. It is simply business and is done by almost every big name. Secondly, where is this person's common sense? Because I'm not seeing it. How would Hybe release this to get pity support if this has been being made since 2022? Also, the clip they use doesn't even back up their point, because that was a moment in the documentary where Yoonchi pushed herself too far when performing, and it causes her to hyperventilate. There's even a part where a staff member says they might need to use an oxygen mask, because she didn't have enough oxygen. Because she was doing too much, her body physically couldn't keep up. This has happened to so many idols, it's insane. You can watch it happen to Jungkook himself in one of their documentaries, and it has absolutely nothing to do with talent. Is this person stupid, or just trying to reach to attempt to destroy Les Serrafim? I personally vote both. Next up, whatever this is. These people are just monsters in general. WTF do you mean? You can watch someone sob out of fear, and then continue to just say it's her job, boohoo. Respectfully, who does that? That's a god-awful thing to say and to act like. I don't care if you don't like her. You can act respectfully and politely. Also, most of these people don't know proper English, because what is this grammar? And, yeah, she needs better training, blah blah blah. It is that deep though, fools, because you've all made it that deep. Now, aespa fans, what is wrong with y'all? Every single one of these comments are from my. Now, Gisel's situation was really sad, and she didn't deserve to be hated on like that. But do not take her experience and, first of all, compare it to someone else's, and second of all, act like bullying works. Because she lost her spark and enjoyment from performing for months because of haters like you all, before trying to get better for herself. You guys did nothing but make her progress slower and more difficult. Just because she didn't cry on camera only proves that her company had her on a lockdown and wouldn't let her stand up for or express herself. Also, by the way, they clearly didn't flop because they're selling mass amounts of albums. Just a side note, I'm putting this here because I don't know where else to put it. The video of Sakura crying wasn't even after the hate. Judging by her hair, it was probably Unforgiven era, aka early 2023. So you're all wrong anyway. There are also plenty of IV fans bashing them, and to you guys, Sakura, Chaewon, Wonyoung, and Yujin were all in the same group and were very close, so shut up. And now, for the cherry on top of the mud pile, I present to you, Sultry Films. No, I'm not protecting them because they don't deserve it.
Sakura breaks down in tears after admitting that she is afraid of singing in front of people in Serrafim's new documentary.
They proceed to show the whole clip of Sakura crying.
I busted out laughing watching this clip. Source Music is doing everything in their power to make us feel bad for these girls after their terrible Coachella performance. I'm sorry, but I cannot feel bad for somebody who doesn't know how to do their job. Like you want me to feel bad for you because you don't know how to do your job correctly? Be so serious. And the funniest part about this whole thing is that she said the exact same thing in their first documentary. She literally cried about the fact that she doesn't know how to sing and how people criticize her for it. 2 whole years later, she's still crying about the exact same thing, which means that she did not improve. And what baffles me about Sakura is that she has been in this industry for almost a decade and she still can't sing. And then she complains and cries when the internet criticizes her for it. Like, girl, either improve or shut up. Hype is trying to use the sympathy card and it's declining badly. Like, the group still can't sing live. Anytime they hop on that stage, they use heavy autotune and pitch correctors just to get through their performances. And you want me to feel bad for them? Be so serious.
I feel enraged when I listen to this clip. Girl, how are you claiming that you're a news channel? How did you take that as she hasn't improved? She can improve and still be scared of the same thing. It was not criticism, it was hate. Also, you're telling a K-pop idol to shut up. How disrespectful are you? Also, she clearly doesn't know how autotune works because it can't be added on live. It has to be added post-production. And you also have to be able to sing somewhat well for it to even work. And, disrespectfully, everyone uses pitch correctors when singing live. Also, most of this video just uses popular slang to get their opinion across, aka Sultry Films doesn't have enough brain capacity to come up with their own personal, proper English opinions. I despise you Sultry Films. Okay, I'm cutting myself off now. Please, I beg, comment so I can continue to fight because I'm still angry and I will be defending Les Serrafim non-stop. Also, if you unstand during any of this, don't restand. We don't want a fake fan like you in Fear Not. Please give me a like or subscribe if you're a cool person. Okay, bye-bye.
You should get to wake